So on to the Type 30 bayonet. These two should be varied enough to explain just about everything about them. So you see the blade length remained constant. Some will have a quillion here, others will be straight. This one's in the white, this one's blued. Looking at the handle, this has the sort of bird's head shape, but if you noticed, it's beveled and rounded. Our release button is nice and rounded, and we're held in place here by two machined screws. Whereas on this other one, you still have the bird head shape. Now, some of these will be just rounded or squared, but we have the bird head shape. Notice how it's not beveled, and our button here is more square. Our grips are held on by some pressed rivets. So this particular one here is manufactured by some subsidiary, I'm not sure which one, but they're monitored by Kokura Arsenal. This other one that I have, this one is actually made by Toyota Automatic Loom Works, and yes, that is the same Toyota that makes your car. And then Nagoya Arsenal monitored the manufacture of these. Our sheaths, pretty much the same. This seems to be it almost looks like it has a machined finish. They'll all have a ball on the end there. Mount up here for the frog. No springs in there to retain it, it's just sort of made to fit the right size. This other one here, it appears to be stamped. Still have the ball on the end, mount for the frog. And this one is a little bit looser. But overall, there's quite a lot of variance in the bayonet types. Okay, so here we have three different types of slings. This is an original Japanese Type 99 Arisaka sling. So we have a brass button. This would go on the front swivel. It was missing one of the keepers when I got it, but there's one of the keepers. There would normally be a second one. And here's where our buckle is. Note we have two positions actually to place our buckle. Then I believe this one's from Amazon. I can't recommend it. It does technically fit on the rifle, but it's too wide. The keepers are loose. The color is way too light. We have a Nagoya Arsenal mark on it there. And then the button on the front is black. This is from World War II supply. This is probably the one I'd recommend. It's got the right color, but it is too thick compared to the original sling. And we have a marking here, which is supposed to be the First Army Group, which was from 1894 to 1945. Our keeper on the front here is the correct brass button. We only have one slot for the buckle. Like I said, it's a lot larger than the original one. I don't know why. I can't find any slings that are the proper diameter, but it does fit on the rifles. It's just a little tight. Alright, so I'm going to go over how to sling up an Arisaka with its correct sling. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So to start out with, on my buckle here, I'm going to want to place one keeper like this. Other keeper I'm going to pull down almost all the way. And then I have my folded over section here, which goes on the front of the rifle. So I'm going to want the sort of nasty side of the leather up. So I'm going to put this through the back loop. Now I'm doing this on a Type 30, but this carries over to all the Arisaka rifles, including the short rifles, because the sling positions are all pretty much in the same spot. They kept the swivels where they were used to it. So I'm going to fold this over, bring it to the first keeper. Also note that I have the brass pin completely taken out, and also won't clear the swivels. So with that all the way through, I can slide the keeper all the way down onto the second one. Be pretty tight up there. So if you bring it back to where there's only one section of sling you're going through, it's a lot easier. So that's all the way through. Fold the tongue under. Pull this through the brass loop. Run the pin through. Pull this tight and slide the keeper up towards the brass loop. Now we're we go to the front of the rifle. We're just gonna put the front of it underneath like this. Now once we're through the swivel, so you have a flat end and a round end on this side. I'm gonna take the flat end, put it through the piece that's already through the swivel. These can be really difficult to get through there. And sometimes you might want a tool to pry with. Alright, so there. That's through. I'll bring it over. And then pull that all the way through this. I'm going to stop here because it's going to take me like a minute or two of fidgeting to get that through. But basically you just want to pull it through till it's sitting on top. And that would be the entire rifle slung. Alright, that was it for our 3 Arisakas. Hopefully now you know how to take apart the bolts and sort of where some of the ideas were derived from. So if you want any other videos on, say, maybe even taking the rifle completely apart, trigger system, stocks, and all that, or perhaps any other rifles that you want disassemblies on, just comment below and I'll see what I can do.